How good is it knowing that you've only needing to master 3 things, have 3 tiny habits that can revolutionary change the success that you have personally and professionally? We're going to get stuck into that right now. So it almost seems too good to be true to know that there is only 3 things that you need to be doing to guarantee success. That's pretty cool. And everyone's probably going to be sitting here right now listening to this going, oh, what are they? Quick, tell me, I need them. Well, here's the thing. Tiny Habits, BJ Fogg, amazing guy, really great guy. Love being able to learn from him over the years. We know that habits, first and foremost, are super powerful. Different ideas around whether it takes 21 days to instill a new habit or whether it's something that you can, you have to do over a period of time. And I'm not here to try and say you've got to go and do a big 75 hard type approach and live everything through that process all the time. But what I am saying is that we all need to have better habits in place than what we currently do. So what are the 3 habits that are going to guarantee your success? Well, here's the big kicker to this right now. Those 3 habits are going to be dependent on yourself knowing what they are for you. And you might be feeling right now, oh, that's a letdown, Jace. Well, no, it's not, because here's the scenario, is that everyone is a little bit different. Everyone has the 2 or 3 scenarios and habits and behaviors that are going to instill success. And so let me give you a couple of examples and show you how easy it is for you to be able to do this. Now, before I do that and explain what they are, like for me, for instance, just know that when we stop and talk about this, this is not about right and wrong. This is about you knowing what the big 3 things are for you. And so much of this is around our mental mindset and our capacity to get things off to a great start. And so when we stop and think about BJ Fogg and tiny habits, we know that we need to have a trigger, we need to have an action, and we need to be able to celebrate, because ultimately we're going to do things because of a carrot or a stick in our lives. It's either the carrot, dangling out in front of the donkey, and the donkey moves forward, because of the incentive of something good, e.g. eating the carrot, so therefore it moves forward. Or you can get a donkey to move forward by taking the stick and whacking it on the butt, and it moves forward. So it's either a positive scenario or a maybe not so positive situation that's going to get people moving forward and doing what they need with momentum. And so when you stop and think about what the habits are for you to be able to get moving, we really only can work on 3 things, and that's why it's the top 3. If you're in business and you're working on more than 3 big projects at once, then you're wasting your time, because we can't. We just can't do it. Yeah, okay, there's always an I before E except after C rule. And you can turn around and go, oh, Jason, I've got 45 team members and we've got 5 different groups of 10 team members. And not that that maths works anyway, but, we're each going to have a project and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. We can all make rubbish up to suit our own thoughts and agendas. But here's the thing. If you have more than 3 projects running at any one time, you can't dictate and dedicate the focus and the time and the energy and the resources to actually knock those out of the park. So rather than just doing a lot of everything, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and this, and this, and this, and this, and really putting together a whole hodgepodge of nothing that's really that powerful, what if we only stuck to 3? All right? We know from science that that's the best way of doing it. It's why we take our teams and our own clients, and we only have 3 projects you're working on at once. It's the reason why 3 is such a powerful number. The strongest geometric shape in the world is the triangle. 3 sides, no matter which way it falls and which way it pushes, it's always got a strong base with a point at the top for protection. We have our businesses broken up into financial quarters, like 4 lots of 3-month quarters. So when we stop and think about this, 3 is around us everywhere. Now, this isn't about the power of the number 3. This is about the fact that we only want to have 3 habits there's going to be 3 important habits that you need to be able to put into place that are going to get you the best result and enable you to have more success. Now, I probably should have turned off notifications because that was just my email in the background going a bit silly. So here's the thing. What is it for you? What are the 3 habits that you need to put into place that are going to kickstart everything for yourself? One of them for me that I have all the time is the fact that I actually, first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, my alarm goes off, I get out of bed. First thing I do is I actually have a huge chunk of water. Now for me, I have like one of the 600ml bottles of water there. It's nice, filtered, fresh water from the night before, and it's sitting there and I literally drink. I won't tell you that I drink it all because most mornings I don't drink 600ml straight up. I probably drink 400, maybe 500 straight up. Now, you might go, what's this got to do with anything? Well, here's the thing. I know it rehydrates me. I know it helps with gastric emptying. It gets my metabolism going. It gets me feeling refreshed. Quite often you do dehydrate while you sleep. You might have a dry mouth. You don't have the saliva content there. Those might seem like trivial bits and pieces when you first wake up in the morning. But here's the thing. I know they're not. The neuroscience behind this is, for me, that it makes me feel refreshed. It gets my metabolism moving. It makes me feel alive and awake. And so naturally I get up, I go into the bathroom, for instance. I go to the bathroom, I have a shower, and I get myself kicked off, ready to rumble. It also means that I'm hydrated, so when I go and have breakfast and I have a coffee, I'm not having further dehydration happen to my body. My cells are happy, my skin feels great, and off I go as one of the 3 habits that I have to kickstart my day and get myself moving at the optimal level all the time. Now, I've got different people and different colleagues and friends right around the globe that do different things first thing in the morning as part of their habitual. Some people go, I have to exercise in the morning first up. Great, that can be one as well. Some people like to be able to go for a walk on the beach, and I've got quite a few people I know that say that I just have to feel sand beneath their toes. They feel like they've just get a connection to the earth, for instance. And you go, awesome. Whatever it is for you, again, there's no right and wrong, but it's about what are the 3 catalysts, the 3 habits that you've got to do and get started so every single day that are going to drive your success. I know if I wake up and I don't have my water, I feel a little bit flat. I haven't got my body, clicking over and ticking over as it needs to be. I feel like I'm not as energized. I feel like I'm a little bit slower to get myself moving in the morning. And as a net result, I'm not being the best me that I can be. I'm not going to be the best dad to my 3 beautiful daughters. I'm not going to be the best partner to my wife. I'm not going to be the best team leader to my companies and my teams. And so it all does start from that tiny little habit of me getting myself and my body moving in the most optimal level so that I can actually go ahead and provide the most amount of value and impact to the other people around me in my life and be the best version of me. So I know that's the one that's going to start me and kick me off in that type of avenue. Now, when I stop and think about this as well, I used to teach this as a practitioner. I used to get clients that might be let's say a 50-year-old male, overweight, IT professional, working at an office desk, back pain, diabetes, high blood pressure, all of those type of scenarios, maybe all of that, maybe some of that, but you get the type of person I'm talking about. And one of the things is we need to be able to get the person to move more. It's not just about going to the gym for an hour every day and running on the treadmill. It's about the fact we don't want that person sitting for 8 hours a day at their desk at work. So we can put strategies in place. And one of the things I used to do is have that tiny habit in place of every time, say, they put their phone down at the desk, they'd have to complete 3 squats. Now, granted, maybe they're on the phone 20 times an hour and, that's not going to work. But let's just take it something that they might be on the phone 5 or 6 times an hour, 5 times an hour. Every time they put the phone down, we have a little Post-it note there that might just, say the word squat. It's a trigger to go, they've got to move the Post-it note to be able to hang up the phone at their cubicle, right? So now all of a sudden they have to stand up. Excuse me. They have to stand up. They've got to just fold their arms and do a squat. Now, they're not doing a big weighted squat with barbells or kettlebells or any of that. And most of the people in that situation are probably only going to, because of their size or they might be a bit overweight, etc., they're only going to do like a half squat or something at their desk. So it's like a half or three-quarter squat, as I find myself now doing a bit of a squat at the time of saying it. And so what actually happens is they do 3 squats. They get their body to actually move. They start to strengthen and stabilize, and they start to break that postural slumber that they were in. And so as a net result, a tiny habit is what's needed for them to be able to get the most amount of benefit and change some big factors in and around their life. And so I used to do that as a practitioner, put those things in place, tiny little habitual changes that used to make massive success and output and better outcomes for clients. So that's why we use that mentality, and that's how we do it for ourselves. There's only ever 3. If you try and do it for 5 or 6, what will actually happen is you'll end up feeling like you're regimented like the army, where it's like, I have to do this, then I have to do that, then I have to do this, then it's like do, left, right, and away we go. So if we know it's beneficial to have habits in place, and we know simple things that we've done with clients for many years works, then why wouldn't we do it for ourselves? And if we know that 3 is the best number to work with, why don't we go and investigate that right now for our own self? Go and look at the 3 things and find out what the 3 things are for you right now. I have a mentor of mine who one of his 3 first thing in the morning is he gets out of bed and he goes and grabs his toothbrush and he scrubs his tongue. Kind of weird. Absolutely true story. Love you, Taki. But he scrubs his tongue because for him, he feels like his mouth or tongue is furry or whatever and just wants to get awake, feel better, alive. He feels like he doesn't have bad breath and he's ready to go out and get the sand beneath his toes as his second one, right? It doesn't matter what it is, but it's about you knowing and finding out what those 3 triggers are first thing in the morning that are going to set you up to be the best version of you, that are going to set you up to be the best version of everything you need to do moving forward. Because what that will do is that will also enable you and show you the power of setting these up for you in, say, the workplace. So what's the trigger that's going to enable you at mid-morning on every day each week to go and do a certain action, perform a certain thing, have you really well primed and moving forward? They're little triggers of tiny habits that we can put into place that makes the most amount of benefit. And it all starts with you. It all starts with the top 3 for you personally, tiny habits first thing in the morning that gets you moving and organized and showing up and being really present and engaged, not just present. And that's what's going to give you the most amount of success moving forward. So let's go on for yourself. Find those 3. Find out what they are. If you're not sure or you're a bit confused, hit me up. Let me know. Happy to help and jam on this so that you can make sure that you have the 3 avenues moving forward that, again, give you the most amount of success in your business, in your personal life, and have more fulfillment, more success, and more impact. I'll talk to you again very soon. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.